All right, so we are back again and we're having a look at how to use the very, not so very famous, but the very useful and practical little old lady strategy. If you imagine that you don't have a lot of time to be trading and so on, this is the perfect way for you to be trading. Now, of course, none of this is financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research before putting any of your hard-earned money in the market, because what could happen is you buy something, you see an M right here, a double top, and then boom, drops down to 60%. So please make sure you do your own research. Now, on to the video. Let us say that you have this coin right here, right? 1 inch. Had a lot of buzz not so long ago. Now, your question is, okay, you have to figure out with yourself, what do you want more of? Do you want more BTC? Do you want more Ethereum? Or do you want more dollars? So if I actually just remove this right now, right? I just draw. So we say BTC, we say ETH, oops, and then we have some USDT. So you have to figure out which one of these do you want, right? So do you want more dollars? Do you want more Ethereum because you think that it's going to outperform Bitcoin? Or do you want more of, as they call it, digital gold? What do you want, right? In this example, we're just going to have a look at BTC, right? And most people probably want to have this and choose this anyway, right? So what we are going to do is that we are going to refer the little old lady to the little old lady as if it's an actual person. So if you find that a bit confusing, just know that there's no actual little old lady. It's just a strategy, which is actually very simple. So how does it work? Well, we go here on Coinigy. We go on 1inch/BTC. So it's a trading pair. And what we do is that we draw our Fibonacci retracements from the bottom all the way to the top, right, like so. And what you can do is that you go here, Fibonacci retracement right here, okay? So the little old lady does not want to buy. Let's say you have, let's actually makes a little bit of an example here, right? Before we do this, let's just say you have 1 Bitcoin, okay? You have 1 Bitcoin and you want to invest this. You want to invest it in something. So the little old lady only buys at the 61.8, right? She doesn't buy. So theoretically, she would never buy up here. Even though it's by like 5%, she wouldn't buy it. She would wait and be so stingy that it has to come back to 61.8, 17.6, or the 1. But she would never, ever buy anything above this line. And why is that? Because most projects always come back to the 61.8 or at least the 78.6. Now, guys, look at this. This doesn't even lie. Check this right here. It touches the 78.6 exactly right here. Exactly right here. Right? If you can see it. So 1 inch, a lot of people were buying 1 inch all the way. And you can see this is the case for a lot of these new projects, right? So you can see it came it was up here. And then from the top. So imagine you're like, oh, it's going to the moon. It's going to be a new sushi swap, Uniswap, so on. Just to realize that it came all the way back to the 78.6. Now, the little old lady, what she wants to do, it could actually fall down even more. But what she does, she's interested in buying here, and she doesn't hold it forever. What she does is that she then takes it and then she sells half on a double. We'll come into more of that, but you just have to get this point across because this is a fundamental part. You only buy coins from the 61.8 or the 78.6 or the 1 for that sake. Obviously, there's a few other matters like you look at the volume and so on, but this is the fundamentals, right? So if you have a good project like Maker is a good project. Let's see actually here. Let's take another example, right? So I have a few drawings here. Just delete one of my drawings. I can do that. Yes, I can. Okay. So I want more BTC. Okay, I want more BTC. So I just go here from the button. You may wonder. So this is a question, I guess, to everyone, right? Should you be buying this right here? And the answer is, well, according to the little old lady, no, you shouldn't be. You should not be buying in the red zones, because even though we may have some bullish price action and it could just go and just fly up here. Whoops. It didn't want to fly, but if you it could just fly, right? But the little old lady, she doesn't care about that. Well, she's very stingy. She buys it if it's here, and so on. And as you guys can see, it almost touched the 61.8. Not exactly, but it did. If I actually draw it more, I guess, more accurately to one of these price points, I can probably see some action where it actually touches the 61.8. Now, why does she care about this? If this is going to the moon anyway, then why does she care about it? Well, the reason why is that she views her initial investment as very valuable. She likes Bitcoin, right? She views this as gold. So she's not interested in wasting her gold on anything that is not gold or can get her more gold. Because let's actually draw it right here. She's interested in getting, so if we have 1 gold, she puts this into the market, right? So she invests it. And what she wants to do is that she's trying to get it back as a minimum and as soon as possible. If you have a piece of gold and you invest it somewhere, you don't want to just be like, oh, I don't care. You want to make sure that you get that gold back as soon as possible, right? You want to make sure that you get the gold back as soon as possible. So how does she accomplish that? And guys, look, this is the way. If you put USDT, if this was, for instance, if we go back here, right? This is how I actually do it. This is how I actually do it. Even though it's USDT, I still do the 61.8. I still buy it down here. It doesn't matter what it is. I still do it because I follow the same rules. Because at the end of the day, I never use the USDT chart, sorry. I only use the BTC chart. And why do I do that? And that's because I want to have more Bitcoin. If I can see that, of course, yeah, I will make more dollars. But the fact of the matter is, I do want to make more dollars, but I rather want to make more Bitcoin because that is going to go up in value. So how does she accomplish this? So I, just as a primary set of rule, I only view the BTC chart. I never view the USDT chart. I only view the BTC chart. Okay, so let's go back. My screen is acting up a little bit. How does she make sure that she gets her initial investment back as soon as possible? This is what she does. So let's say we buy 1 inch. We have a 1,000 1 inch. I'll just call it 1. All right. And we can maybe put a circle around it right here to make it a little bit more. So we have 1,001 inch. Okay. Now what happens with 1 inch? It does some crazy numbers. And all of a sudden, if on the chart, we can actually look. And if we look at the pricing according to Bitcoin, it's going up. So we see that 1 inch is just going up, 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 up. And it's still just flying up. We see right here, for example, that it actually did a double priced in Bitcoin. What do we want to do at that point? Well, what we do want to do is that we want to take our initial investment out, which means that we want to sell. So I just take the red here. We want to sell 50%. And this is despite everyone saying 1 inch is going to the moon, is going to go up 50x, is going to go up 100x, and so on. It doesn't matter. We sell half on every double. So at this point, I have made 1 more Bitcoin back. Okay? So I made back 1 more Bitcoin. But unfortunately, I only have 500 1 inch left. Right? I only have 500. Which basically means that from this price target right here, it has to do like another double. So let's say before, if for it to make a double, it just had to go here, and then we would have made even more. For me to make another double, since I sold half, I would have to wait for it to come all the way up here, and then I would make a double, right? But this is how it works. So okay, so we have right here, we have more bullish action, and basically we have another double. So I just write 2x, right? So what do we do at this point? So we have 500, 1 inch. We sell half again, right? So we sell half again. And now how much are we left with? We are left with 250 1 inch. But what do we have? What do we have at this point? We do have one more BTC. And this is a bit, would you get my point? And we just continue to do this all the time. We just continue all the time. So what's the benefit of this? Well, the benefit is, look, in crypto, as we saw, everything is so volatile. No one knows where the top is. The top could be here. It could be even here. Or it could be all the way up here. We never know. The biggest thing about crypto, you have to take profits. Take a little bit here, take a little bit here, take a little bit here, and take a little bit here, and so on. Because what happens is every time we sell half on a double, we only leave. So let's say we actually we just followed, this little old lady. At the end of the day, let's just, this is, we take this and put this in our holding, right? We take this and put it on a holding. Whatever, mathematically, if you actually look at it, we will only have our 1 Bitcoin invested, right? So we will always have nothing more and nothing less than our initial investment. So our initial investment of 1 BTC. So this sounds all good, right? But you may wonder, look, if Ethereum, say Ethereum does a 10x, and you took profits every time on double, you wouldn't get a 10x. So you could get 10 Bitcoin, but you would only get 5 Bitcoin. And that sucks a bit, right? Especially when a lot of people talking about Bitcoin going, Michael Saylor talking about Bitcoin going to 5 million in a few years' time. That sucks a bit, right? So you can go from, say, 25 millions to 50 million, approximately, right? If whatever he's saying is right. I think that's what he said, 5 million. But nevertheless, so what we have at this point is that we have 1 Bitcoin, right? Which we always invest, we put back in. And of course, this can be any arbitrary number. This is just for simplicity. The reason why is because if we just say, you know what, we don't care. We never take profit, so we take 0 profit. Now, while there's a bull run, everything's going beautiful, right? You may have made 10 BTC. And how much in profit? 0 profit. And you may think, you know what, all the experts are saying that the top, guys, this is something that I remind myself all the time. This is why I take so much profit. I take so much profit at times in Bitcoin and so on, because you never know where the top is. And actually, that hurts my gains in the short while, but in the long term, it actually helps my gain insanely. So that's why I take a lot of profits. Because what could happen is that, let's say it goes all the way top here, and you're like, you know what, all the experts are saying that this is the top. This is, let's say, for 1 inch, it's like 0.5%. So it'll go so crazy that it'll become 0.5%. Like 1 inch will be half of the value of a Bitcoin, hypothetically, right? If that is the case. The problem is, while everyone is expecting that, you don't know that right here we could have a correction like this. What you would do at this point is that you'll be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's crashing. You would sell right here. Then what could happen is that the market would just play with you, go a little bit up, thinking, oh my God, everything is going back up. And then you would maybe start to buy here. And basically the market could dump on you again and be like, nope, we're going down, 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 down. And you would just sell maybe right here, and then it could go up. You never know with these markets. It could just like, if it went down, it could just like boom right here, right? Scandal, whatever, SEC issue. And if that was the case, you would have gone from 10 Bitcoin into zero profit. And that sucks very, very much. So don't be that person. Make sure that you take profits along the way. There are so many stories of people having reached the highest of success down in 2017. Learn from these mistakes. And that's why I learned from these people's mistakes. I'm not going to make the same mistakes these people are doing. And that's why I'm telling you, and that's why I'm making this video, you need to take profits along the way. I know it sucks, because you're like, you know what? If I just keep this a little bit more, I just write a little bit more, I can become, XYZ person. I can have this much in my portfolio. In a few years' time, I will have this much. But the problem is you're really betting in such a volatile market, and I don't recommend that in any type of sense and way. So in the end, you want to make sure that you take profits. You never know what's going to happen in a volatile world of cryptocurrency. Why do we then take profits in Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin can go down. Well, the thing is, if you are holding Bitcoin for long term because you believe in the power of Bitcoin, then then it doesn't matter. Like, you can even take some, and that's the same applies for your Bitcoin actually. So let's say this is what I'm doing, at least, is that once I see a certain type, I'm not saying half on a double, but I'm taking profits in Bitcoin, in a little bit of USDT as well. I am still going to hold, despite a bear market, for the long term. I'm still going to hold my Bitcoin. I'm not going to sell any of it, but there is part of it the way I'm going to take a little bit of USDT just along the way, because if we have a correction, then what I can do is that I can do as the little old lady, I can buy at these levels, right? So if the 61.8, I can buy Bitcoin at these levels. And this is basically what the little old lady strategy is. So just to summarize, let's just write it here. So first, buy at 61.8 or lower, and then I'll mark this as, because guys, look, I'm telling you again, you don't want to be the person that are basically, have, I don't know, like so much profit, but because you didn't take a single dime out, you lost everything. Okay. So that's why I'm telling everyone, that's why I'm taking so much profit. I look at these people from 2017, and I'm very glad that, that they are coming out and talking about this, and because none of us are going to make that mistake. I promise you that none of us are going to make that mistake. Cool. So we sell half on a double. Okay. So we sell every single time we make. So every time we make a double, we sell half of our, which leaves us at square zero. Right. So this is where we started. We always come back to where we started. Always come back. We sell half on a double, and yeah, and then we sell half on a double, and we just continue it. We actually buy here, sell half on a double, and then let's say this one, let's say that's 1 inch. If it actually does this, like right here, this is a perfect example actually. Look, if you're the little old lady, you are in a very nice position, because what you would do is that you have been taking profits here. Let's say you bought here, hypothetically, right? You bought right here. You would have been taking profit here. You would have been taking profits here. You wanted to take profits. You wanted to take profits, but you couldn't. So unfortunately, it sucked, right? But what you would do is that you saw it actually hit the 61.8 right here, and it's a good project, right? So the little old lady, what she would do is that she would actually buy back right here at the 61. She does have it. She already has a lot of it, but she's just going to be buying back and nibbling a little bit here. And what would happen then? Then if you actually bought it right here, you would have made another double, right? So as soon as you made another double, you could see it came crashing all the way down again. Where to? Almost at the 61.8. Now, look, could you actually be like, you know what? I'm just going to nibble a little bit. Yeah, sure, right? Theoretically, that's not how it works, but look, it's like 5%, 8%. But I still need to show you the fundamentals, but like practically sometimes I just like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to grab me a bit. Because what you could do from right here is ride this wave, and let's see, could we get another double? You could get exactly 107%. So you could get another double, right? And what you can do at this point is that, well, you can buy back a little bit right here. We are seeing, wow, this is actually pretty cool. This is a W shape right here in dollars as well. Interesting. I just noticed I saw the USDC sign, but hopefully you make and you understand what I mean by all of this. So without further ado, this is basically it. You buy, you nibble a little bit, and then you sell. Buy, and every single double you right. Because what you could have done, let's say you bought right here, right? Let's say you were the one that was just, I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna hold. 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 You know what? You would have gone from 844% down to 310. And I know it's like, oh, only 310. Yeah, because if you would have done the other way, you would have had made so much more. Made a lot more, guys. You would have made so much more, right? Actually, it doesn't make sound like a lot. Like right here, right? Let's say you were one of the person that just FOMO'd and like, oh my god, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna sell all my assets, right? You would have seriously just got a 100x. Whereas if you actually use this and you can see it went to 144, theoretically you should have gotten approximately like 400% back, guaranteed. Guaranteed, you would have got 400% back. Whereas here, you'd never know what's gonna happen. What if this was the end of it? Yeah, you would have gotten a double. But what if you bought it right here? Right? Not all of us came in these projects early. So if you bought it, say, I don't know, right here, right? So it's an average buy. It's not that expensive. That was a big dip. You're buying the dips like everyone says. Dude, you're still at this point. You will have lost money. So I hope that makes sense, right? Let's say you just bought it right here, not the 61.8. At this point, you would have been down minus 20%. Whereas, if you just waited and had a little bit of patience and you just, had this discipline of selling half on a double, you would have made, so it's 174%. So approximately you would have made a bit over a double, and you could actually take that double and invest it back into 1inch and buy even more down here and sell to all the people that are buying up here. So that's that. I hope that made sense. A bit long video, but I hope everyone understood it. Please just send me a message, ask me a few questions if you have. And yeah, as always, I'm not gonna allow anyone following me on, and neither myself, to be. So please don't be. We are not gonna be any of these people in 2017. So it's really good that they're coming out and talking about these stories, because that's why we are taking so much profit, guys. We are taking so much profit. I'm always telling you guys take profits, and that's why I'm taking so much profit as well, right? So that's it, guys. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, do all of that, and I appreciate all of you. All right, peace out. And without further ado, man, that's a big M right there. I've been so fascinated by M's and W's lately. It's a bit crazy. All right, guys. I have a W there, cheeky W. All right, guys, peace out.